What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We finally did it. We got a copart build.
So we just picked up a 2012 Dodge Charger. Sadly, it's the SXT. It's not the RT that we wanted, but it's what we got.
So we're at the bank. We just picked up our cashier's check, and we're going to go ahead and head to Copart and pick it up. Alright guys, so we're at Copart. We just picked it up.
So we were gonna record outside and show you guys the car a little bit, but it's super windy. So we just got it strapped down and we're gonna head home and we'll do a walk around of the car and show you guys all the damages when we get home.
Alright guys, so we finally made it home and it's getting a little bit dark, but we're gonna go ahead and try to make a quick walk around video, kind of show you the damages around the car and what we think we can save and what we're gonna have to replace. So what we're gonna do is start in the front of the car. As you can see, the front bumper is completely mangled. We don't see any major damage to the frame or any of the front crossbar. The headlight is broken, but we do have the headlight. The bumper could probably be plastic welded back in. We will just see if we can get a bumper. If not, we may try to just fix this bumper. The hood looks to be in really good shape other than the tape from Copart, because they seem to do this to all of my cars in really bad spots, but at least they're trying, so it's not their fault. This headlight looks to be in good condition. There's quite a few scratches on this fender. Depending on whether or not we can find salvage parts or if we just choose to buy new, this might be able to be pulled out, but we may try just to get a new fender. The tires, the whole car is covered in dust, especially the engine compartment. It's just really dirty at Copart, so this car has been sitting there for a while. We're going to aim to get just a new door. There's just too much damage on this door that I think would not be repairable. This door especially has been mangled. It does open, which we went the day before and we did look at this car before we bidded on it. Can't open the door now because of the trailer, but we will just plan on replacing this. We're not sure why there's a nets on the window. The window appears to be in good condition, so we will just kind of have to look into that. There is a little bit of damage up here, which we are going to go ahead and try to get like a stud gun and try to pull that out and then Bondo it and have to repaint it. This wheel does have a lot of curb rash, but it is holding air. We're probably going to switch all of these tires because 2 tires are bad. But overall, I mean, that's pretty dang interesting. So we're going to go ahead and go on the driver's side now. There's like no damage to the rear end of this car. I do see some scratches here. We can walk this way. We got some scratches here. Maybe that can sand out and buff out. This wheel again has a bunch of curb rash on it. Hopefully this will come out. A little bit of filler down here, nothing too big. Then we get to this just main section. Of course this fender is just bad. The inner liner appears to be alright, so if you want to get a little bit closer, we can kind of show you what damage has been done here. It looks like the ball joint has been ripped out. The strut may be bad. What I'm seeing is that we do have a bent tie rod, inner and outer tie rod, they both have been bent. The sway bar has been damaged and the bushing to the sway bar. The knuckle, as you can see, is completely broken, which means that we do have a damaged brake line and damaged ABS line. Hopefully that comes with a new one. Yeah, it should. The new caliper should come with a new one. We really didn't think it was a whole lot of damage. The biggest thing we found now is trying to find a knuckle. We are going to try to go to the salvage yard in the morning and see if we can find one, because brand new from the dealer, they're like $600. What I do want to show you guys is the back of the wheel. So we were lucky enough to have the wheel. They threw it in the trunk. This is actually just crazy. Do you want to come look down in here? This wheel actually has a hole in it, and that's just crazy. I wonder how that happened. The knuckle is here. The upper ball joint has ripped out, but the knuckle did break here. I looked online to see if we could weld it back together, and it is cast iron, and people online just did not recommend doing that. It's not safe and probably wouldn't feel comfortable if we did it anyways. But the caliper, the hub, hopefully the hub is all right. Hopefully we can use all that. It looks like we will want to get a new rotor, but this wheel looks okay other than that hole. We will probably end up just putting new tires on this as well, because the rear tire on the driver's side does have a chunk out of it. So we got it home and we haven't tried starting it yet. And Copart was just really busy. We briefly looked at this yesterday, like I said. Didn't spend a whole lot of time in it because we were interested in some other cars that went super high. So I kind of just walked past this while my brother was definitely interested in it. And so while the other cars went a little bit higher, we jumped on this one. We made an offer, or we had a bid on it. It was at reserve, and they cut it before the auction came up. And they offered it to us at the reserve price, and we chose to take it because we didn't know if it was cut from the auction or what, but they offered it to us first. And so we didn't want a chance counter offering or whatever and then not getting the car. Alright guys, so it is the next day. It got a little dark on us last night, so we couldn't finish making a walk around video, but it is the next day. We're going to go ahead and head to our local salvage yard. Because the truck and trailer is hooked up, we're going to go ahead and hop in the Corvette. Guys, so we're here at Danny's U-Pull. We're going to go ahead and head in and see what parts we can find.
We need a steering knuckle and a few other pieces just to get the car off of the trailer, but they actually don't have the same year of charger here, so we're going to see if we can take some off the older generation and see if we can make those work. Alright guys, we just got home from the salvage yard and we got all the parts that we needed to get the Charger off of the trailer, and
we're gonna go ahead and bring you guys up and see everything that we were able to get from the salvage yard. Let me move this spots. So we initially went there hoping that we could find a compatible car. I talked to the guy at the salvage yard and he said that they did have a 2012 Challenger that we ended up using to get the parts that we needed, and luckily it had all the suspension parts we needed. So we were able to get the knuckle with the hub. We got the sway bar link. The bushings are still good, so we're going to go ahead and use these. We got the upper control arm and the bushings are still good on it. We did go ahead and get the whole brake caliper just because we did need the brake lines and the ABS sensors, and just because this was like 10 bucks, we went ahead and picked it up anyways.
As you can see, we got the strut and what's
the inner and outer tie rod. Both of those bushings are still good. So again, instead of buying new OEM parts, I mean, this was like $140. This was 30, 40 bucks brand new. You had the inner and outer tie rod. That was going to be almost 60 bucks.
And the biggest thing was the knuckle. They wanted $600 for this. And I think it was like $30.
Yeah, and other salvage yards that had it already pulled wanted $125 for it. So we were able to get it for 20 bucks.
With the hub and the brake shield.
And I mean, yeah, that was just unbelievable. So we're going to go ahead and throw these parts on and see if we can get the car off the trailer.
Alright guys, we finally got the car in the garage after working on it all day outside in the heat. And the next video we're going to go ahead and put the car up on the lift, and we're going to take off all the damaged body panels. And we noticed while we were moving the car into the garage that it was overheating, so we're thinking that the radiator is probably bad, so we're going to have to look into that as well. But that's it for today's video, so leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and please turn on that bell. Catch you guys later.